All right, today we're going to try using anti-gravity and see what features it has. So just for an example, it right now it has a lot of models available, which I don't know how long they will be available. GPT-OSS is an open source model, so I guess they will have that, but I do not know about Gemini 3 and Claude, how long they'll be here. So till they're here, I'm going to use it for free. And then of course you have to log in to your Google account to access it. So just letting you know. So right now here I'm logged in and already I have it's asking me to restart to update. So let me do that. And I guess these were the changes which happened in the last one day for me. Only one improvement and not a lot of updates before that. So it's very fresh. Cool. Let's go back here. So basically this uses an agent to do everything. Now you can open workspaces and everything. So I used if you look at my previous video where I talked about how I'm using it, I used my VS Code settings. So it took it for example. And if you see here, it's already giving me those workspaces. So if I click on one of those workspaces, it will open it via WSL, which is interesting. I like that it can do it without having to set it up. There you go. So you can see the terminal is pointing to WSL. So it's not coming from Windows, which is nice to have. And if I want to open a new window, I can go WSL. So right now I'm still figuring out how to use the code way where you can just go into any folder and open that. So I don't have that right now set up, maybe later, but you can go into WSL, connect to WSL in a different window or something, this one, and then you can choose which folder you want. So that way you can use so if I go to workspace and then I can go to, let's say, let me go to TDD Python. I must have something here. Let me just open this particular project. Great. So I have this open and I have multiple things here. So I'm here and I'm gonna try doing something else. Let's see what I can do. Square root. Okay, that's good. So that's it trying to do it by itself. And let's see what else it needs. Power. Okay, and then absolute, fine, absolute. Okay, now this is great. I wanted to add tests for the missing for the functions. I just added. So it should go to test calculator.py and add those. Good. Okay, so the increment add unit test for square root, power, absolute, calculator.py, propose changes. Okay, add these things, verification plan, run PyTest. Okay, I agree. Oh, I can review here. I can add some things if needed. Let me make a suggestion. Test under root. So I commented on the implementation plan. I guess it just plans then. It doesn't do anything. Let me give it further instructions. Is that how I have to do it? I thought it will give me an option directly. Square root of 16, result 4, square root power 2, comma 3, result 8, absolute 5. I can accept. Let's go. Let's try running PyTest. PyTest failed. Yep. Okay. Good. Good. Nice. Fast. So it should say that I'm done. We'll just say accept all. Cool. So those are like the normal ways you can use the agent. Now, the interesting thing about the agent manager is that's kind of what makes it different from other things. So you can see I have different workspaces open. So one is Open Web UI one. You can see it here. Then there's other things which I was doing. So I was trying to run a Sudoku app development. So let's say in this Sudoku app development, I want to make it a web app which I can use to play between easy and medium levels. Let's see what it does. So it's going to do a bunch of things. And as it's generating these values, it will keep asking us. So the inbox, so you don't have to work on one single thing. You can work on multiple projects and the agent will keep working and it will give you inbox here based on how you have used it, how you have configured it. So if you have configured review driven, so it will be heavily asking you a lot of questions. If it's an agent driven, you don't have to do anything. And if it's like in the middle one where it asks sometimes, so it has all these changes which it's doing. Right now I'm vibe coding. I'm no interest in if it is working or not. I'm just testing out the agent of how it works. So what it's doing is it's creating a Sudoku app.py and then there's a backend logic. So there's a new Flask entry point Sudoku app.py and then the existing app.py which was created earlier. And then there's a Sudoku.py and then it's creating the routes for making it make sure that, okay, we get the difficulty, we validate, we solve, we new game. So all those are nice. And then we have 3 different HTML files: base layout, easy and medium buttons, main game interface. Oh, it's so sometimes it only does one file, but now it's split into three files, which is nice to see. And then there's CSS, which is the thing which I fear the most when I'm doing UI. So I'm glad it's taking care of it. And then we have the logic in the JavaScript file. I'm good with it. So I go here, I can click on proceed. So let's go back to Sudoku app development. Uh-oh. So I guess we are facing the limits already. Okay. Oh, I can select another model. Let me try that. Go to Pro High. Continue. Oh, okay. So it looks like any Gemini 3 model won't work right now. Let me try using Cloud Sonnet. Also, I don't know how long it will be there, so let's see. Set up the browser. So that's something which it did previously. So if you look at the browser, so this gave asked me for its permission. So it should have it already. Error during tool execution. So it's running. Let's see. I will choose easy. Okay. This is so beautiful. Yay. That was not easy. Trying some other things here. Okay, let me go back in there. There you go. We can accept these changes. Let's add some tests. And so let's say I want to create a new workspace. It will ask where I want to open, and that's where the project will happen. So let me start a conversation instead of creating a workspace, okay? Just creating a small thing to find the largest and the smallest files. System. So now you can see there are two different agents running. So I guess you can heavily wipe code if you want. But just letting you know, I don't recommend vibe coding. If you really want to build something from scratch, I would start small and build on top of it. I think AI is very helpful in doing that. This is working great because they are very specific examples I've taken. But if I try doing more detailed version, they may not work as you expect them to work. And you will get very confused if you're trying to do it, no matter how good the agent is. So if you want to understand what has happened, I would go small and then that speeds up the process because you are in control of what's happening. And then, oh wow, that's a big file. I like that it's keep adding a test file. I don't know if it does it by default or it's because I keep asking for it. And you can see this, the inbox gives it. I'll say run, and that's already here. If I go back here and accept changes, and here you can see the Sudoku app development. Since the file size analyzer is done, let's try running. They have given the instructions. So let me run this in the terminal. Great. Okay, you get a lot of benefits using the agent, and it's really going to help you build things faster. But again, I will recommend doing it smaller and slower so that you can build much bigger projects faster. So basically, now you're being an architect and you can delegate tasks to the agent to do multiple things. You can do multiple projects at once. That will be very confusing for you to handle if you're context switching a lot, but it can do it. Right. So that's kind of it. Let me figure out how to use directly WSL into it. Let's say I want to open another project. Until then, see you later.